police are here. Do something quickly.
In the heart of apartheid South Africa, where silence was survival and struggle was daily life, came a film that dared to speak. Shot guerrilla style on the streets of Johannesburg, Comeback Africa, 1959, is not just a story. It's a protest, a whisper of resistance, and a brutally honest reflection of a man's fight to stay afloat in a system designed to drown him. This is the journey of Zachariah, an ordinary man pulled through extraordinary pain, in a country that had no room for dreams, only survival. Let's step into the shadows of Sophiatown, into the dust of the gold mines, and into the soul of a man quietly fighting to come back. We begin in the rural stretches of Zululand, where Zachariah Labola lives with his wife, Vina, and their children. Life is hard but familiar. Cattle graze in dry fields. Women grind maize. Children laugh in the dirt. The air smells of firewood and freedom. But that freedom is an illusion. Zachariah, like many Black South African men, is summoned to leave his home behind, to seek work in Johannesburg, the city of gold, where wages are higher but dignity is priced too steep. He must obtain a pass, an official document Black men are forced to carry. Without it, arrest is certain. With it, life is only slightly less cruel. Zachariah arrives in Johannesburg, wide-eyed, nervous, and immediately invisible. The city buzzes with life. White taxis and trains roar past crumbling buildings. The neighborhoods are divided by law, race, and opportunity. He finds a place to sleep in a crowded hostel, where workers cram into bunk beds and whisper stories of police raids and lost friends. His first job is in the mines, deep underground, where the air is thick and hope even thinner. But it doesn't last long. One minor infraction, one wrong word to a white supervisor, and he's fired. Zachariah is thrown back to the surface, jobless, homeless, desperate. Johannesburg doesn't wait. It devours the weak. Zachariah scrambles for new work. He tries his hand at street cleaning. Then as a garage attendant. Then as a waiter in a whites-only hotel. But every job ends the same way, with him being tossed aside like he never mattered. The pass laws keep him constantly on edge. At every corner, there's a cop asking for his papers. One moment without it, and he risks jail, or worse. He starts making friends. Other men like him, trapped in the same grind. They share meals, jokes, even music. But underneath their laughter is exhaustion. Zachariah moves to Sophiatown, a rare pocket of cultural freedom, soon to be bulldozed. Here, life feels alive. Musicians jam in narrow alleys. Writers meet in smoky cafes. A young Miriam Makeba sings in the background, her voice floating like rebellion. Zachariah breathes easier. For a moment, he belongs. He listens to the youth talk politics. ANC, PAC, workers' rights. He doesn't understand everything, but he understands enough. Silence is complicity. Still, he says little. He's seen what happens when you speak too loud. After months of scraping by, Zachariah saves enough to bring Vina and the children to Johannesburg. Their reunion is quiet, emotional. But happiness is fleeting. They rent a tiny room behind a shebeen. There's little food, no privacy, no security. Zachariah still struggles to hold a job. The city is crueler now, more unforgiving with his family watching. Vina does her best, selling homemade beer, washing clothes, but she too feels the weight of the city's coldness. Their love remains strong, but their hope is cracking. One night, a police raid crashes through the township. Whistles blare. Boots stomp. Doors fly open. Zachariah and Vina hide in terror, but others aren't so lucky. Outside, men are lined up, hit, arrested, deported. The apartheid system doesn't need a reason. Blackness is the only crime. Zachariah begins to see the system for what it is. Not broken, but perfectly designed to break people like him. His friend is arrested. His neighbor disappears. Even children walk around with fear in their eyes. In the quiet aftermath, Zachariah walks the streets of Sophiatown alone. He hears drums, sees dancers practicing in a courtyard. Music still lives here. Joy still resists. He visits a small gathering where people debate the future of South Africa. He listens, takes it in. Maybe he will speak one day, but not yet. His face hardens. His shoulders sag, but he walks forward. Because even in this brutal city, in this brutal time, Zachariah is not done. He must come back. Somehow, some way. Come back. Africa wasn't just a film. It was a scream in a place where silence was forced. Made in secret with real people and real pain, it remains one of the rawest portrayals of apartheid South Africa ever captured on film. Zachariah's story is fiction, but every step he took was real. And even today, the dust of those footsteps still echoes in the struggle, in the songs, in the people who never stopped coming back. As the days wear on, something begins to change in Zachariah. He moves through the streets like a ghost, seen but not truly noticed. Everywhere there are lines he cannot cross, parks he cannot enter, buses he cannot board. He watches white South Africans live lives of ease, unaware or unwilling to care about the suffering that greases their comfort. Zachariah no longer asks why. He asks how long. Even the smallest joys feel like rebellion now. A smile from his child, a moment of laughter with Vina. But invisibility has a cost, and Zachariah feels himself fading from the inside. Zachariah finds work again, this time as a kitchen hand in a whites-only boarding house. It pays little, but it's something. The kitchen is a microcosm of the larger system, white supervisors barking orders, black workers enduring in silence. He befriends another laborer who quietly speaks of unions, of strikes, of resistance. Zachariah listens, but he's cautious. Words can kill. Still, he begins to see that the system doesn't just demand obedience, it demands complicity. And for the first time, Zachariah wonders, what would it mean to say no? Back home, tension simmers. Vina worries about their children, where they'll grow up, what they'll inherit. She wants them to have more than fear. Zachariah barely sleeps. The city gnaws at him from all sides, his manhood questioned, his dignity worn thin. Their room is too small, the money too short, the neighbors too loud. But still, they hold on. They sing lullabies at night. Share what little they have, because to give up would mean accepting that this is all they'll ever have, and neither of them is ready to accept that. On Sundays, Zachariah wanders Sophiatown's dusty back streets. There's a group of street musicians, young, sharp-dressed, bursting with rhythm. He watches them perform with joy, even defiance. A small crowd gathers, women clapping, kids dancing, elders smiling in the shade. In that moment, it doesn't feel like apartheid. It feels like South Africa, alive. Zachariah feels something rise in him. Not anger, not fear, something older, something deeper, hope. One night, Zachariah attends a poetry reading. The speaker doesn't raise his voice, but every word cuts like stone. He speaks of chains, of hunger, of buried dreams, but he also speaks of tomorrow. Zachariah looks around. The audience is silent, but their eyes burn bright. It's the first time he hears someone say what he's always felt, that to be black in South Africa is to be at war with erasure. He doesn't clap, he just breathes. Finally, someone has said it, out loud. But even whispers of truth have consequences. Police presence tightens. Pass raids increase. Sophiatown is no longer just alive. It's being watched. Zachariah walks home past burned-out shops and padlocked doors. He hears rumors, someone informed, someone arrested. Trust becomes scarce. Even neighbors eye each other sideways. He's warned by a friend. Careful who you're seen with. The system doesn't need evidence, only suspicion. And suspicion is everywhere. The days grow colder, and so does Zachariah's world. Vina grows quiet. The children cry more. The music from the streets grows fainter, choked by fear. Zachariah walks the city like a man suspended, between survival and surrender, between memory and forgetting. He stands at the edge of a train platform, not to jump, just to feel the wind rush past him. In that rush, he remembers Zululand, his mother's voice, the smell of rain. He hasn't gone back, but maybe, just maybe, he still can. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support keeps us going and helps our channel grow. Love what we do and want to support our creative journey? Consider buying us a coffee. Every contribution helps us bring you more quality content. Check the link in the description box below. Thanks for watching.